All right, guys, it is July 10th, Wednesday, and a little bit later of a video. I just got done watching the Copa America game, and man, what a fun one between Colombia and Uruguay. Super crazy. And then just kind of on a side note, you have the UEFA European Cup going on, and after like the 16th minute, that game was such a snoozer, and this game between and for in Copa America was just crazy the entire game. It was really good. I was rooting for Uruguay to win, but Colombia did deserve that win, so whatever. So, all right, let's get started. What a good day. Fun day. Amazing day. Let's start with current positions. The plan from last night was to add to silver. Oh, shoot. Do I have that even written down? Oh, I do. Okay. Was to add to silver. If it had a similar day. And it did have a similar day. I did not add to it. What a loser. What an absolute loser. Dang, this still looks good. I added two other position, though. That we'll go through. So that was a plan. I didn't execute on my plan. Strike one. What were the other plans? Oh yeah, Devon. To sell Devon if it, depending on how it was going to be today. I'm looking at oil here. And the price of oil is looking like it's definitely going to continue upward. So I decided I'll let this thing play out. Again, it's just a starter position in this. Normally this doesn't meet my criteria at all. But we're in this one, so it's just a starter position. Okay. That was basically the two plans that I had, really. Oh yeah, and Powell's testimonies to the House Republicans, or whoever the frick it was too, is finally over. Oh man, couldn't even imagine being Jerome Powell and just sitting there and having to deal with that. It's just so ridiculous. These politicians just pandering. I have no idea what they're talking about. Completely bought and paid for, have to act like they care. It's so ridiculous. Anyways, current positions. Amazon. What a day for Amazon, huh? Sold off really hard. Then recovered. So, it's clear that Bezos has got his, sell orders right around 200. Look at this. So you get 200, massive block order. So just, yeah, all around 200, right? Cannot go above it. It's just a massive sell orders right at 200 has to be. Anyways, I held this today. I probably would not have, except for as I'm watching this, I see, dang, here's a gap right here. And it got right down to it. So I was going to give it some room to work here, And then you also have the 9-day EMA, which I typically don't make any decisions based off of. I have it on my chart here just because when a stock is really trending, really moving, I typically use that as a place to get out or support, right? I mean, if a stock's trending off the 9-day EMA, it's really ripping. So, anyways, bounced right off there. Still in it. After hours, whatever. I don't really care about after hours, really. So those are August 9th expiration. That's 30 days out. $200 strike price. Those were 10.35. Currently at 9.15. Moving on. Devon. Already talked about this. Yeah. Maybe oil's actually the better play here. That's probably what I'll do, actually. Yeah, oil's a better play. Not Devon. So USO. So that'll be on the plan for tomorrow. Depending on what happens with oil, I'll probably sell out of Devon and just go long oil. The underlying commodity. That's typically what I always like to do anyways. Like 90% of the time. I just go along the underlying commodity, you know. Because I've had it happen to me so many times where you're like, oh, you know, gold's looking really strong. You know, I'm gonna go long gold miners because, you know, I'm looking for outsized returns. And then what happens is gold miners don't move or go down, but you are right about the movement in gold. So that's always super frustrating, you know. Same thing with the indexes as well. You know, you're like, all right, I'm really bullish for whatever your reasons may be. You know, really bullish on tech stocks or whatever. So instead of going long NASDAQ, you go long some sort of tech stock, a more speculative one. Because, you know, you want to outperform, right? But then that one ends up going down and you're just watching NASDAQ ripping. You know, so I basically kind of gave up on all that sort of stuff. You know, and it's worked for me. So, I just kind of stick with what's working. So anyways, all right, Devon, I'm down on this one. $47.86 is where I started the position, and that's right here. I started this right here. No, right here. Or maybe it was here. But yeah, I remember, like I said, you know, I saw this a few days too late, unfortunately, but still went for it. Got rejected off the 50-day moving average. You know, strong close, weak close, whatever close. I think I've made my mind up. I think I'm just going to go long the oil. Yeah. Alrighty, moving on. Goldman Sachs. Banger of it. You know, this one, when I first got into Goldman Sachs, I don't know if this was my first video I made on here or not, but I was saying this is the best looking chart in that I've seen. And it still is. I mean, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You have like a 2-year base, which is insane. Yeah, it's like a 2-year base, you know. Yeah, look at this. I mean, that's a huge base. Cup with handle, and it's just continued. And then another really good cup here. It could totally pull back, but it might not as well, you know. Oftentimes I say I'll wait for a pullback, but the strongest ones don't pull back. So, kind of like Japan, actually. I'll go over that one in a second. So Goldman Sachs equity position, $459.13. That's where I started it right here. And then it got dumped. But I didn't sell any. And we discussed why during the video. You know, a lot of it was because of that Fed banking stress test, and said, well, we'll let the market decide, you know. So that still looks good. Yeah, it still looks really good. I wonder when they have their earnings. It's probably soon, right? I mean, how long ago was this? Yeah, holy moly. Should be soon. Gotta write that down. Yeah, I think earnings is coming up this week or next week or something. Okay. All right, moving on. Robinhood. I almost sold out of this one today. Again, just kind of wasted capital. God, it's so hard to... Sometimes, I mean, I've been in this one since here. This has felt like an eternity. Bitcoin's just been getting slammed. You know, I mean, anything can happen, right? But this is such an insane topping pattern. Like, anybody arguing against this as a topping pattern makes absolutely no sense to me. I've been seeing people saying bear flag and all this crap. But I thought that this was a topping pattern in here. And that turned out to be bought, which I then had a really good trade in here, right here, got out, and then loaded up on here because I thought, hey, this is kind of morphing into a cup handle, huge false breakout, or breakdown, I mean, and was going for a breakout and was completely wrong and had to get out. And then I was just wrong the other day whenever I, told you whatever trade that was, where I got out around here, and was wrong on that one. So anyways, my point being, anything can happen, right? But man, yeah, this is a no-go. Yeah, I mean, in what world is this a bullish pattern? Like, if anybody's arguing that this is bullish, it's not. Although, I just really don't think that the bull market is over for Bitcoin. It doesn't quite make sense to me that it would be. Although you were starting to see a lot of, behavior, like human behavior from people that you'll see at tops of markets. Right? I mean, they had a freaking, on CNBC, they had like a Bitcoin price ticker on there all the time, and they had all these Bitcoin guests on there constantly, and I'm like, oh no, it's never a good sign. It's like back in here. But I still just don't see it being the top. I mean, since these haven't even really started getting going. Well, I mean, I guess this would be like a 3x return. But again, these are Bitcoin miners. So, I mean, this is nothing. 3x is nothing compared from $3 to $50. I don't even know what kind of return that is. That's crazy. What else is in here? Bitfarms. Hut 8. Whoa. yeah, I mean, why the heck are Bitcoin miners still acting fine? Actually, let's see this. Okay, so let's say everything's fine here, but then it's like, okay, so let's keep two dates in mind here. So the middle of November of 21, and then below the 50 day, and this is a nasty break. So then the beginning of December of 21. So then let's go back to Bitcoin and see what led first. So 21. So 11/17 of 21. 15, 16, 17. Okay, so I would say that traded right in line. And then the beginning of December. So I would say that traded right in line. So, why aren't Bitcoin miners acting like this then? Is the question I would ask myself. Anyways, back to Robinhood. I've been saying it closed below 22 and I'm out. So, still in this one. September 20th, expiration, $20 strike price. That's 72 days to expiration. $4.08 were the calls. Those are currently $3.90. And I have an equity position in there as well at $22.07. So cool. Yeah, that's that. What's Bitcoin doing right now? Yeah, I mean, if this rolls over, it is still above this 200-day moving average. I do understand that this is futures, and this is not spot Bitcoin. But oftentimes I do just look at this chart. I mean, they're similar. They're certainly different, similar shape, but they are different. But I often just look at, Bitcoin futures just because I'm on a brokerage account during the day anyways. So. Moving on. That was that. That was exciting. L3 Harris. Alrighty. L3 Harris, good day. I started this position back here. It's adding while it was working for the next couple days. $219.77. It's equity position. It's right here. I did see some news where it's just like, dude, this is just getting so ridiculous. And I always get skeptical of, so it's like Jerome Powell's testifying, so it's like, what other news is actually going on? Where is this? Biden could... Oh, no. It's pulling out all the stops, huh? Anyways, I'll just tell you what the news was, or the headline I saw is that F-16s are going to be flying in Ukraine this summer. So, once again, this administration is not allowing that war to stop. So, and then also up here, look at this, agrees to ship 500-pound bombs to Israel. So again, this administration loves war. So that's why I'm long L3 Harris. Simple as that. It is what it is. And also, L3 Harris, so they, basically I was looking at, so what defense contractors are getting money that the American public thinks is going to Ukraine, right? It's really just going to defense contractors as well as some of the generals over there in Ukraine, like personally, but so anyways, so then I see L3 Harris start looking into L3 Harris, and discover their CEO is really good, and well, I mean, he's very successful in this industry, so chart looks good. Risk to reward was really good. It was sitting right here at this 50-day moving average, right? Below a 50-day moving average, I would have got out. I do think Booz Allen is the strongest stock of the bunch. I was looking at, when I was making my decision, I was looking at companies that like produce weapons, or equipment, or so that's why I chose L3 Harris. Silver. September 20th expiration. That's like 70 days out or whatever. $27 strike price down here. $2.16. Is where I started that position. That was currently $2.17. Whoa. And moving on to the position I added to today. XLF. That was at, oh shoot, then we got to go over Dow Jones. I added to that at 10:50 this morning, Pacific time. So somewhere in here. 10:50, right here. Exactly right here. Why did I add to that? Well, Goldman Sachs, awesome looking chart. JP Morgan, same thing. Berkshire Hathaway, the largest holding in that fund, in XLF, is the largest holding. Gearing up for what could be a breakout. I don't know. Maybe it could, but if it does, again, I mean, this is, let's call this the start of the base, April 9th. So 3 months, right? Oh. So if this breaks out, like they say, the bigger the base, the higher in space. Now, in XLF, they also are pretty heavy in Visa and MasterCard, although that was a really good close by these two. But, I mean, MasterCard, this is an absolute no-go. I wonder if I gapped down today. Take a tumble. How to trade MasterCard and Carvana. What the frick? What's going on with their shares today? Downgraded. Dun dun dun. 505 to 480. Oh. Well, that analyst just has to catch up. He probably put like a 505 price target literally at the all-time high. That's probably why he's got to catch up, and then he's going to write a paper that supports that thesis, right? So now he has a slightly bearish thesis. His boss was like, hey, we need a bearish report for MasterCard, so hook us up with one. That's how these things work. Of core base. Digital solutions. MasterCard cross-border services. Yeah, that's another thing to watch out for. Anyways, I don't see what his issue is. Maybe that's why Visa. Oh, who is this? Bank of America. Yeah, I see, same thing. Bank of America. Right, Goldman Sachs. Yeah, see, they also just have to catch up, as well. They had a price target at 520. So they drop it by 2%. Same thing. They just got to catch up. Let's see if Visa says anything. Right. Yeah, so they downgrade Visa as well. Yeah. I don't have an opinion on Visa or MasterCard. I have no opinion. So at least these people do, but they're always a some sort of bias, always. It's just how it is. Nothing good or bad about it. It's just that's just how it is. MasterCard is no go. Same with Visa. No go. And I think those are the second and third largest holding, or the third and fourth. I believe it goes Berkshire Hathaway, which looks great, JP Morgan, which looks great, then Visa and MasterCard, and then Goldman Sachs, which looks great. The rest I don't really know. I think there's Bank of America on there, Wells Fargo. Citi's probably on there too. Again, this looks great, right? Clear uptrend. Yes. Is it coming into obvious resistance at 42.5? Yes, it is. Wells Fargo also, that was on there. This looks good. Wells Fargo, hey, they've been staying quiet lately. Maybe they stopped scamming people. Well, jeez, that's since 2015. My goodness. When was this? 2018. Maybe this huge breakout was fueled by all those fraudulent cards. Oh, jeez. I have no clue, but it could have been. And then let's look at let's say City. What? Jeez, that's weird. Monthly chart. This looks good. Looks all right. Yeah, I mean, obvious resistance somewhere between, here and 72. Somewhere near, right? Lots of people. Can you imagine all the people trying to get out around this whole area that are just like, please let me get back to break even? Lots. So, anyways, I added to XLF. Good close. That's cool. So that brought the cost basis up to $3.30. It's currently at $3.52. September 20th, $39 strike price, 72 days to expiration. And then we'll go over Dow Jones. Dow Jones. Like the most insane close I've ever seen for Dow Jones. I mean, this was insanity right here. I mean, these are huge moves. Like, it's just a minute chart of the close, last 20 minutes of trading. For Dow Jones, that's insane. Anyways, so Dow Jones got out of it. Why'd I get out of it? Well, it's right here at resistance. And up until the close, it was performing the weakest out of all the indexes except for the Russell 2000. So I got out. My plan was right around resistance to get out, and so I did. But it was like back here, like right here or something. It was at 1040. So yeah. Oh yeah, right here. Oh wait. That's 1020. 1040. Okay. Got those at $7.90. Closed it out at $9.75. That's a 24% gain. Left a lot on the table here. Jeez, man, that's crazy. I think those contracts got as high as 11 today. So, man, what was the mistake was not letting it run into the close when it had a really strong day. You know, it's interesting sometimes, you know, I kind of get worn out with trading sometimes. I mean, I started this back here or here or, you know, so I've been in this one for a while and we're getting close to, 30 days to expiration. It was right into resistance. It was acting the weakest out of all of them right up until the close. But, I gave this lots and lots of time to work. And, because I remember right here thinking, dang it, that was right into resistance. Why didn't you get out there, And I remember at the time those were like 10.5 per contract, right? So that would have been really nice in just a couple days. And then same thing, strength got sold here, here, super weak, while the other indexes were doing good. So, I told myself next time into resistance and I'm out. So anyways, profitable trade, but the money is secondary to performing your best, right? This still looks great. This looks awesome. It'd be so cool if Dow Jones could start working, because if this breaks out into all-time highs, that would be killer. The 50-day moving average is moving up. You have like 3 months of consolidation all in here. This could be a double bottom. Where would you say the break would be over? And the obvious one would be like here, To all-time highs would be the obvious one. Can you do one of these necklines? Oh, I think you kind of could. So I guess you could argue that it has, in fact, broken out. Yeah, I could see the argument for that for sure. Yep, so that could be the neckline. Anyways, yeah. Moving on, that was it. Okay, now. Oh man, that was a long segment there. Now moving on to futures trading. Just subpar all day. First one was at 7 in the morning with Dow Jones. Right here, just to get the day kicking. 6:11, 6:15. So, so like right in here, you think, okay, so 6:15, this whole area right here is a pretty good conservative area to get out of. When was this? 7? Oh, so 7. So after this, and price started moving up, got in. 4 ticks, $20 per contract. Moving on to 11:15. 11:15, right here. 0.5 to 0.10, 5 ticks, $25 a contract, 0.5. So like, yeah, right here, whatever, 0 to 10. 5 ticks, $25 a contract, 11.35. 11.35, 3 ticks. I don't have it right. Oh, 17 to 20. 17 right up to 20. Just, I mean, what the heck? And then that was it, I think. Wait, I have a NASDAQ trade. I remember specifically. Oh, we have another Dow Jones one, but then also the NASDAQ one. So 1238. 1238. Oh no, are these? Oh no, these are both NASDAQ. These are both NASDAQ. So 1215, 66, 1215, 66.75, 66.75, up to 68.25. It's almost 2 points. It's about $30 a contract. And then 1238, 885 to 888. Oh, so that was back over on Dow. Yep, right here. $15 per contract again. Profitable day, yes. But was not. Certainly missed out on a lot of upside here. Now I do have my reasonings for it. One, geez. How overcooked can we get here? One, and two, I personally did not expect an insane rally like this today. I didn't think that was in the cards. But it was, so I was wrong. And that's fine. So that was it for futures. Let's go over to everybody's favorite time, capitulation and elation. Let's start with capitulation, which would be Bitcoin. How the heck are we in such a ridiculous bull market for risk assets, and yet Bitcoin has been falling substantially? And I'm not saying that this bull market is over. I'm not. I personally kind of don't think so. But again, I don't really trade based upon my opinions of things. I have a set strategy and a style, and that's that. I don't let my opinions dictate how I trade, or I do my absolute best not to. Right. So here's a perfect example. Regional banks. So I've been thinking regional banks were screwed ever since, this banking crisis of 2023. I was thinking, oh man, there's no way that was it, right? And that has been it. So again, you don't let your opinion get in the way, right? Or like you think, for example, let's say you think AI is a bubble, and it very well could be, and that's fine. Time will tell. But again, what if you just were like, oh, AI is a bubble since back here, right? The chart in the market is clearly showing you that whether it'll be proven to be a bubble or not, that there's more money chasing after these stocks than not. So what does it matter what your opinion is? You would have missed out on all of this if you think AI is a bubble, or isn't as good as the hype or whatever, right? Or let's say for example, worst case scenario, you took the other side of the trade just because you're like, oh no, it's overheated and AI is a bubble and there's earnings or PE ratios, all that crap. Right, your entire account would be blown up. Hopefully you would have some risk management and kind of get out, but hopefully you would just not short companies during a bull market. But anyways, so does this look like a topping pattern to me? Yes, it does. Do I think the bull market and Bitcoin's over? No, I don't. But what the heck? Come on, catch up. All right, moving on to elation, Japan. Here's another perfect example of opinions. Look at this. This is insane. What a chart. What a crazy run. For Japan, when did they come? When was it? It was like at the beginning of this year, and they were like, we're in a huge recession. And they're having all these issues with their currency, right? They can barely keep a hold of their currency. There's a Japanese bank, a huge one that has like $500 billion of assets under management, has gone under. Or they haven't gone under. They're selling $68 billion of bonds to kind of like stay afloat, So, talk about some bearish news. You couldn't, try and make a bull thesis for Japan. You could make a bear thesis easily, and yet you would have missed out on all of this. The market was telling you it doesn't matter, or that the news is wrong, or whatever, right? So again, elation, recession doesn't matter for equities, Japan. What else? Currency basically collapsing, on the verge of collapsing, all these interventions they have to do, right? That bank is in serious trouble, a huge one. And here's another perfect example. When I was like, oh, dang, Japan's starting to work again right here. I was like, all right, I'm going to wait for a pullback. I think I even said it on a video. It's like, I'm going to wait for a pullback. And has there been one? No. Nope. So, anyways, so cool, right on. Right on for Japan. Heck yeah. What's the other one? EWJ. But EWJ significantly underperforms DXJ. So again, why would you even bother with this one? Oh, DXJ's run up too much. You could have said that back here, right? It's run up too much. Again, that's what I mean by your opinions. They've been trading off your opinions, right? Because that's a logical assumption. Man, DXJ is really run up too much. If you want to be in Japan, you should probably, go into EWJ. It hasn't run up as much, right? But it's like the market has already dictated who the winner is. So, back here, clearly they were saying, if you want to go long Japan, go long DXJ. So, anyways, that's it. Plan for tomorrow. Let's see. Let's look at gold. What's gold doing right now? It's turtling along. What's silver doing? It's also turtling along. This would be cool, though. This would be a cool, cupping base. Cup with handle, maybe. We'll see if it plays out. But this would be, if this starts getting momentum, this would be a sustainable base for a significant move higher. Is this like at all-time highs? I don't think so. Wow, look at this on the monthly chart. My goodness. So. Wow, 1979. Look at this for silver. That's crazy. What a crazy couple months for silver. Same thing back in here, too. 2010. Was I trading in 2010? I was not. 2012, I believe. 2014. Yeah, probably 2014. Yeah. Anyways, all right, that's it. Plan for tomorrow. Plan for tomorrow. Russell 2000. If this can break out above here, that would be cool and definitely something worth going after. Let me see here. Is this line that I drew stupid? Maybe, but I'm not convinced enough that it's stupid to not use it. So we'll leave it. So if we can get over here, that would be sweet. And then same thing with Dow Jones. We'll wait for a breakout on there. Watch for one. I guess if you believe that this would be the neckline, then it's already broken out. And I sold it. Hilarious quote from an old trader that I don't even know if he trades anymore or not, but hilarious thing that he told me, 10 years ago or something at this point, that's always stuck with me is, whatever decision you make today will turn out to be the wrong one tomorrow. Oh man, that's just so funny, right? That one cracks me up. So anyways, that's why I kind of have my set targets, and I don't bother with, I don't let it get to me. Although today I was like, oh dang it, that's when they get to me. It's not perfect, but anyways, trade my plan, and that's it. And tomorrow's gonna be amazing. Later, guys.